Welcome back. The Class B Legion Baseball State Championship in South Dakota featured the Senior Legion Huskies of Elk Point-Jefferson taking on Parkston over in Salem, South Dakota. Let's check out how this Class B title game played out for the Huskies. We're going to start in the second inning. It's Brody Bedecker at the plate for Parkston when he gets an infield single right there to score the first run of the game, giving them a 1-0 lead. Then in the third inning, it's going to be Ty Trometer at the bat for Elk Point-Jefferson when he gets a hit over the infielders, tying the game at 1 apiece. Now, shortly after that, it would be Keaton Gale. He would hammer this ball deep to center field, and guess what? That would bring in 2 more runners for the Huskies' first lead of the day as they are up 3-1. Finally, Brody Van Rokel, he would make contact with this ball and would be thrown out at first, but it would allow Gale to score from third, making it 5-2 for Elk Point-Jefferson. The Huskies would go on to win 5-2, winning the Class B Legion Championship and going undefeated throughout the tournament, and Gale would go on to win MVP award with his efforts.